Hey there, everyone. This is Cass with SCNS Live. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to check out the video version of this, you can check it out on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all at SCNS Live. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to an all-new episode of Super Cool Nerd Show. I am hosting this evening. My name is Kat. I don't do the show by myself. On my right, do you remember your name?
I do believe it's Cora.
It is Cora. Yeah. That's right. Very well done. Good. Do I remember your name?
No. Hi, I'm Cass. I'm the rerun.
We've met at least twice. And then back there behind the boards, making us look even hotter than before.
Hope everyone likes the sound because through frying boards, COVID, and conventions, we somehow managed to get this show back on track. Thank you to an anonymous donor for
donating. We staying on track?
I mean, it's kind of a track. It diverts.
And by the way, if the train goes off the track, you do not get your money back.
No.
Tonight, on the Super Cool Nerd Show, we have a dead property come back from the grave to excite and thrill one of our members. We have the plot of a 90s something movie gone awry. We have sex toy scandals in the chess fandom. We have stories of redemption and hope. All that and much, much more, and only most of that. Tonight, check out our Super Cool Nerd News.
Look, before we begin, I have to say something tonight. Because Cora has been an integral part of this show for 8 years and has admitted, though, her only purpose on this show was to revive a dead property game. And after 8 long years, it brings me nothing but pleasure to hear this. Cora, what is our first story of the
Our
evening?
headliner.
Our headliner. It has been 12 years since we have had any official news about Suikoden. And Konami fed this fandom so much food this past Friday.
How does it taste?
Oh, it tastes so good. So, coming in 2023, we will have the Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster. It is going to follow the Gate Rune and Dunin Unification Wars, which were the plots for the games. It is going to be on the Switch, PS4, PS5, or no, I'm sorry, not PS5, but PS4, Xbox One, and PC via the Steam system. And I cannot convey how excited I am for this.
Did you cry?
I cried. So, little story. They had announced that they were going to be reviving an old series for the Tokyo Game Show that happened this past weekend. And I, in my hopeful heart, was like, it's Suikoden. But in my logical brain, I'm like, no, it's probably going to be like Castlevania or Silent Hill. Those are their money properties. Maybe Metal Gear. And then about a month out from the Tokyo Game Show, the copyright was updated, or something of that nature. And I was like, could it be that they're going to do something with the Suikoden? And my roommate, trying to make sure that I don't get disappointed, is pointing out, that one's probably Castlevania. It's definitely Castlevania. I'm like, okay, you're probably right. Cue me at 2 a.m. Central Time, because that's when their panel started. By the way, it's all in Japanese. I didn't understand a word they said. I do want to also point that out. No translators. But shows up and, the guy comes out and he's like, he's like, this is Konami's thing, and then it cuts to the camera, and I don't see any images. I just hear the first note from the intro screen of the first game, and then I just started sobbing. And we're getting these remakes. They've updated the graphics, they've updated sounds and some of the animations. They've updated text boxes so they're a little easier to read. And it looks gorgeous. It looks so beautiful. I'm so excited. Like, you can already wishlist it on Steam. I need to double check and see if I can pre-order it or something on Nintendo Switch. But we don't know if there's going to be any new content available for it just yet. No word if it's just going to be just a straight up like remaster. But you never know.
And it's not unreasonable to hope if they updated a copyright. Maybe a new game someday. You never know.
Well, actually, funny you say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, the official Konami Twitter stated that they are looking into making a Suikoden 6. So, Suikoden itself has been a property that's really popular in Japan. Like, you know how like America has their cult classics and stuff and things like that. That's Suikoden in Japan, but at a higher level. Like, they do a concert every year, like a musical concert every year for Suikoden music. I mean, it's gorgeous music. Why wouldn't you? It's huge over there. There are Suikoden-centric conventions in the East.
It's true. I saw the posters and stuff on at the arcade district. I forget what, but yeah, that area. That Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, so like it's a big deal over there, and a lot of people were very upset when they stopped making these games. And there's no official word on this, but I think we can all agree the success of Eiyuden Chronicles, a game that hasn't even come out yet, but was the third highest selling game on Kickstarter. Like, it was funded almost instantly. The hype for that and the success of Eiyuden Chronicles Rising, which was the previous game, or a prequel game they released, made Konami, I think, see the light that we want this property, because Eiyuden was the spiritual successor for Suikoden that we would never get, and now we have a chance to get it. No word, and also no word on if Murayama will be coming back for that. He didn't leave on bad terms from Konami or anything. It wasn't like a Kojima kind of situation. He left on good terms. He's still friends with the old crew and everything like that. So maybe he would come back to write a Suikoden 6. I would be personally very excited if he did that, honestly. Mostly because I know what he's talked about, like his visions and stuff of things he wanted to do in the series. Yeah. So I would like to see those, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd love to see some of the recurring characters again that we didn't get to see in 4 and 5 after he'd already left. Though I think he still worked on those to a point. Don't quote me on that. Either way, it's a big deal. I'm also just really excited because now I can point people to a place where they can play these games.
I've been you've been talking about this for definitely as long as I've been on the show, and I've several times been like, oh, I would like to play them, but I didn't have a place to play them. Yeah. And I am interested in looking at them. Like, that's definitely my jam. Yeah. I played Final Fantasy VI. One of my favorite games in the world is Chrono Trigger. Like, this
it's very much like that.
Forever.
I almost feel like my mocking of her obsession with this property kind of caused this to come into fruition. Like, the universe has a way of just hitting me with karma for any smart ass shit I do. And this was it. 8 years. I have heard her. That t-shirt there.
Yeah, this poor t-shirt that the image is like
and
breaking apart.
Bag you have, I am well versed in knowledge of Suikoden, and I have never played the game, nor looked it up or anything. I can tell you characters, how many are in the game, what the storyline is like.
I mean, I already told you which character I think you would be great to cosplay.
I know, and that too.
Because I don't know. Between Suikoden, Sandman series, and a new God of War game, I think things are just coming up blue hairs.
Yeah.
Things are just going well for us.
Sounds like She's still like that.
And also in our Discord chat, we knew exactly when this announcement went down. I'm like, why is she awake?
That is a wild.
I need to turn my ringer off.
Seriously, yeah. Let me just turn off Discord
I tell them
notifications.
constantly, as a diagnosed insomniac, please put your phones on Do Not Disturb, because I also have ADHD, and who knows when a thought's gonna hit. If I forget it, it's gone forever.
So it is finally happening.
It is finally happening. We have been begging for remasters or re-releases for these games for a very long time. They're actually
her brothers and sisters.
Yes. Years ago, I was part of a campaign to try to bring it to Steam, because it was around the time that Square Enix was just releasing all of the old Final Fantasies on Steam, because I mean it doesn't take much to run those on computers nowadays. Yeah. So there was a huge push to try to get Suikoden on Steam. Like there was a single day where the entire fandom bombarded all of Konami's Twitters, all of them.
Psychos.
Like I bombarded the English Twitter because I speak English. Unfortunately, only English. And like people were getting the ones in Japan, they were hitting the ones in Spain, like they were hitting them hard. And we did that for a few years. Like it would be Suikoden, like it would be bring Suikoden to Twitch Day, or not Twitch, to Steam Day. And Konami got into it. On that day, they would post Suikoden stuff. I'm like, okay, so you're hearing us.
Yeah, but like that's only
it's cute y'all want this, but you ain't getting it.
Yeah.
And I do wonder, there is a Facebook page, which if you are a fan of Suikoden and don't know about it, it's called the Suikoden Revival Movement. And every year relatively every year, COVID kind of killed it for a little bit. They hold a Suikoden Day. And it's just an entire day where we celebrate Suikoden. There's art contests that are run. They usually put it on the day with the concert so they can stream the concert on the page. People are playing the different games, doing live streams of them, like a schedule. That's the panels, is those. And it's just a big fun day. Share pictures, talk about
Suikoden
stuff. Suikoden, yes.
That was from the chat. I like that.
Suikoden's pretty good.
I like that.
Also, so now that this has finally come to fruition, and yes, we are going to have to cut you off at some point.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to have to Kanye your ass on
this.
No,
that's fair. That's fair.
Does your life have like less meaning now that it's actually happened? Like,
no.
Like just I'm just saying. Like this has been her life. Does she like go home now? Like now what?
I mean, not until March, surely.
Comes out, yeah.
Yeah, which we don't have a release date yet. We just have the year that it's going to come out.
She still has moments where she's not going to just stare into the darkness.
No. After she finishes playing them, when they've been, that's when Hello Darkness, My Old Friend comes on.
No, that's when she'll be like sequel.
Fair enough.
This is Cora's life.
I mean, like, you don't like give up on the journey once you get to like a cool city.
Suikoden, you know.
And now I can force all of you to play it.
I'm excited.
Very much.
Sometimes with these,
happened.
like,
I'm happy for you.
Sometimes with these older like properties, it's hard to find kind of an entry point into the fandom because the people who know it have known it so well for so long. So I'm always excited when there's like refreshes and releases and stuff because it gives you a point to like come into it.
And also the fandom is, if y'all are curious about the fandom, it's very welcoming and inviting. And everyone's so I found this game called Suikoden, and the fandom is just like, you've become one of us. And we just like pull them in.
I love the people who have the energy of, oh, I'm almost a little envious of you getting to experience it for the first time and not, you didn't know about it. Like, and that's the kind of show we try to be, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't believe it finally happened. I honestly.
I want to say one more thing.
Go for it.
I told you, Nathan. I told you.
Somebody got called out on the show.
I don't know which Nathan. There's several right there.
He is my roommate.
Okay.
He's the one that told me it wouldn't happen, and that's not what it meant.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, I mockingly told you it wouldn't happen. I had a dog in the fight. It was just funny to say, you ain't getting Suikoden. There. What you gonna do now? Like,
Is that fun?
Is
that fun though? Or are you just like taking the hurt in your own heart from all the properties that you want that you haven't found yet?
This is true. Yes.
Like
yes.
We all have a little bit of that hurt.
Look at this room. Of course, there is something I'm missing in my life that I want someone to make one day. and it's not, my life is not complete.
I mean, Sandman and Moon Knight, like, those were two of the biggest ones for me that I was like, you have to put it out. So, like, I get it.
So,
Yeah.
so Marvel Legends team, now that one person on this show has had their dreams realized.
Excuse you,
Stingray.
they got Sandman.
And Moon Knight and a new God of War.
Make Stingray, you cowards.
You know what?
All right.
You know what, Jason? If I can get a new Suikoden game, you
I
can
get a
get
Stingray
Stingray.
finger. Okay.
That is
Well,
fair.
Congrats. I will look forward to not seeing you when this game comes out.
Weeks.
I don't know how to say moving on because she's never moving on. That's
Never.
not
I
going
know,
to happen
she
ever.
hasn't moved on.
That's
The
not
show's great.
going to be anything. What other video game news do we have?
It's not mine.
I got
actually.
lots and lots of video games. I don't want to talk about a new release next because, like, it's just a drop in the bucket compared to other people's new releases.
I have some gaming news, but it's not video game.
Go.
Go for it.
Okay, so Twitch has had a problem here recently. When has Twitch had not had
Seriously.
problems? But recently, Twitch has announced that gambling will be done on this platform. Let me get the statement that was drafted by them. Sorry, my system's just kind of.
I mean, honestly, them releasing statements at all is more communication than they give us sometimes.
So, as they said, gambling content on Twitch has been a big topic of discussion in the community and something we've been actively reviewing since our last policy update in this area. Today, we want to update you on our plans. While we prohibit sharing links or referral codes to all sites that include slots, roulette, or dice games, we've seen some people circumvent those rules and expose our community to potential harm. So we're making a policy update on October 18th to prohibit streaming of gambling sites that include slots, roulette, or dice games that are not licensed either in the U.S. or other jurisdictions that provide sufficient consumer protection. These sites will include stake.com, rollbit.com, dualbits.com, and roobet.com. That's a dumb name. However, we identify others as we move forward. We continue to allow websites to focus on sports betting, fantasy sports, and poker. We'll share specific updates to our gambling policy soon, including the full policy language, to make sure everyone is clear on our new rules before they take effect October 18th. Let me break that down also. They haven't done shit yet. Okay? This here, lip service as far as I'm concerned. Twitch has been sketchy for a while lately, and it's something that I've been actively
Twitch
thinking
has
about
never not been
as far as
sketchy.
our organization, because we do streaming on it for our D&D games, and I've had serious considerations, especially with the monetary sharing on that platform. More to come later. It's hard to keep this operation going. But
we
anyway,
need that $2.50.
you know what? It makes some bit of
It does make difference. I just don't want anybody listening to be like, "Oh, big shots."
Yeah, we are
it's
not
not
big
much,
shots.
but it makes a
I
difference.
went to college. That's how we fund this show. But
That makes
basically, yeah, the gambling. Now, look, a lot of people actively seek ads from gambling sites. Even like, I'm a big fan of AEW wrestling. I think it's DraftKings is who they literally, the markings are on the ring and everything. However, I am not a big personally of gambling because I do think it's a bit predatory. It's not something, but other people do it. That's fine. I have my own opinion about it. But as far as Twitch, really try to clean the image up a little bit.
Get it together.
Anything that you can do. But as far as I'm concerned, they've been very inconsistent on things they've promised. So I'm going to wait and see on this one.
Yeah.
Like I said, they gave themselves a pretty good buffer of October 18th to line all this stuff up. But I think it's going to be something else that just slips through the cracks with them. And they don't truly address. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll see. But for now, there is a plan to remove a lot of the sports gambling. And I think some of it was related to where's our cut? And how do we get a cut of that pie? Oh, we can't. We're going to shut it
Yeah,
down.
that's been Twitch's #1 priority.
Now, I think if they can find a way between now and then to find a way to get some money off of it, there ain't going to be a change. But I'm at wait and see moment.
I
What
think
do you guys
negotiations have already ceased or they wouldn't have announced it. So I think they're probably committed to it because they've already tried to get a cut and they can't. And now this is the last resort
Thank you.
unless
Yes.
gambling companies come out with something big.
Yeah.
But I don't think gambling companies are making most of their revenue off Twitch, so I don't think they're going to care.
So, like I said, wait and see. We'll see if the policy goes through and what else they plan on doing. But yeah, just That's the end of my story.
Man.
Please, I want to get that one out of the way because I have palate cleansers all night.
Yeah.
And
Good or bad?
but I know we usually start with a discussion piece, but we wanted to let Cora have her moment. Who saw the new Hellraiser trailer? Holy crap!
Oh my god,
It's
it looks
so pretty.
good.
Holy crap!
That's so pretty.
I remember original Hellraiser and then a lot of direct-to-video stuff.
lot of-
Like when I was researching the story that I wrote for supercoolnerdshow.com, go check that out. I was surprised at how many iterations there have been of Hellraiser.
All
Some I
forms of
saw.
budget. Yeah, I've worked with a guy that played Pinhead in one of the more recent Hellraiser movies. So like the budgets have
Gone down.
Like it was really shocking. I'm like,
Yeah.
how are there 10 of these
A
movies?
lot,
I
yeah.
remember 3.
Yeah.
But this new one, which is going straight to Hulu, which some people were like, Disney bought the licenses for all this stuff and they'll never do anything with it. Oh boy. Because Disney is this is done through 20th Century Studios.
Yeah.
But Disney's the head guy here. Getting that sweet, sweet
Well,
cheddar.
Disney's starting to prove us a little bit wrong on
I
that
know,
stuff.
right? I mean,
Daredevil coming back, Prey
Prey
came
was
out.
great.
Mm-hmm.
But what thoughts on this movie?
Hellraiser is tricky. Hellraiser's tricky because it is bondage. Like it is sadism and masochism. Like it has a BDSM aspect to it. So for me personally, who's not really into that kind of stuff, it's a little bit tricky. That being said, I did love the original.
The original's real good.
I think the concept's really interesting and just the aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's
the
all the
aesthetic.
aesthetic. For me, honestly, I could care less about bondage or the concept. It's just like, it's pretty. It's pretty. I like watching it. It messes with a body horror line that I like because it doesn't cross it constantly, but kind of
Yeah.
sometimes. And it's pretty.
So Hellraiser is currently the only Clive Barker movie I have seen. I've read some of his books, but I have never watched any of his movies.
There's another property I love of his, but I can't remember. Anyway, go on.
Is he the thing?
I don't know if he was the director.
No, you're thinking John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I won't say that on screen. Anyway, I loved it. I loved the line that it towed because horror movies tend to stay with me, which is why I don't watch them as much, even though I love horror movies.
Mhm.
Hellraiser didn't stay with me, although my friend did try to get me to solve the puzzle box that she had before we watched the movie.
Nope. Mm-mm.
And it was her grin that made me go, I'm not touching this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
out on that one.
And then we watched the movie, like, so that puzzle box, and I just chucked it out.
So
It's good though. I'm
this
excited.
spooky season is looking really good for
Yeah,
everybody.
it
We've got
is.
like Smile, we've got Barbarian. Which
I
is
can't
great.
even watch the trailers for Smile. It
But,
creeps me out in the best possible way. It terrifies
I have
Now,
not
Clive-
seen it yet.
Clive Barker and David Goyer will be producing this one as well. So
Ooh.
yes, script written by Luke Piotrowski and Ben Collins, and directed by David Bruckner. Of course, the role of Pinhead has been changed. Actor, Jamie Clayton will be playing Pinhead, and Odessa Azion will play the lead character Riley in the film.
Not gonna lie, Pinhead in this trailer, like,
Mhm.
terrified me, but, like, in a way that I'm okay. Like, I'm like, I want to sit here to be more terrified of you. I enjoy
I know the
this.
concept of changing the,
Yeah.
I don't look as Pinhead as that. Pinhead's like a force of evil that could be anything,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he's an allegorical figure
Exactly.
for the
It's
whole thing.
terrifying.
Yeah.
There is no gender or anything attached to it. It's scary as hell, is what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
That's
why
the
he
gender.
looks the way
Scary
he
as hell.
does. Is a amorphous
Yeah.
concept that
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
But the sneak peeks, like the Cenobites, always terrifying.
when does
Yeah.
it come out? When
Oh
does it
boy,
come
this
out?
is coming out
Next year.
October 7th on Hulu.
Dope.
I thought it was
Yes.
next year.
We're gonna stick in horror for a minute. We'll circle
Ooh.
back to gaming later. Cass, what have you got for us?
All right, we've got our first possible redemption story of the night.
Oh.
M. Night Shyamalan is a director that has directed
Listen.
several. Listen, Has directed several movies, some of which were good. And then also, he directed The Village. He directed Old. He directed, what's the other garbage one that has the terrible twist?
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. But he's doing a new
Lady
movie.
in the Water is supposed to be
Unbreakable's
pretty good.
Okay.
He is doing a new movie called Knock at the Cabin. A little bit of a confusing thing. It is the story of two men and their daughter, one of whom is played by Jonathan Groff, not the daughter, one of the men. And they're on a nice getaway when some strangers come knocking at their door, at their cabin door. And basically what you see in the trailer is something they need to choose to prevent the apocalypse.
Ooh.
It is based on a book, which makes me think that this could go better than some of Shyamalan stuff.
How do you pay too much attention to the colors in a book?
How do you have a terrible twist that's already written? I will say the people in it also make me very interested. Jonathan Groff, Dave Bautista.
Keep him acting.
In a button down with a kind of nice
very
look.
Calm voice, very interesting.
Ooh.
Dave Bautista, Jonathan Groff, Rupert Grint from Harry Potter, and Ben Aldridge. If you've been watching Pennyworth, me neither.
Who?
Exactly. Several other cast members that I didn't quite recognize, and a couple that I know them from something. It looks interesting, and this is a very different look for Dave Bautista, and I'm very interested to see where he will go.
Like him in that movie where he was the girl, he formed a friendship with like a little next door neighbor or something. It's like a proper look
or something.
Yeah.
As far as I saw the trailer, I'm only giving it a chance. Yes, we do need some redemption from Mr. Shyamalan, and but as far as Dave Bautista, yeah, keep him acting.
I'm so proud of him.
He's
I'm
come so
happy for him.
far.
Yeah.
And he is my, like, I'm proud of you. Like,
He was very much in the era when I was super into watching wrestling. So
yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
I was so excited
Yeah, I have done
for
his
Guardians,
entrance,
and I love him.
before. So yeah, he is certainly like that guy I'm straight proud of. I'm happy where you're at. Keep working, please. I know he wanted to move away from playing Drax, which is good. He should expand out and play different roles.
He's in his 50s. He doesn't need to keep playing.
He's in his 50s?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But back to the movie though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks good. February 3rd, 2023.
I believe, yes.
No, I looked it up.
Okay. I was like, I think so,
I'm not just gonna say a very specific date. And not
I'm
be
a
right.
little curious why Rupert Grint came back for this role.
I am too.
Because he looks like just a lackey in the trailer from what you can see.
He does. He's done some acting here and there. He famously originally didn't want to continue acting after Harry Potter. He wanted to
Buy an ice cream truck.
buy an ice cream truck, not sell ice cream, just give it away, which I adore.
He couldn't get the license to sell it.
Yeah. I like him as an actor. I didn't like the movie version of Ron, but that's a whole other can of worms.
He did good with what he was given, though.
Exactly.
He did. Well, eventually. All of them were a
All
little
of them
rough
were
at first,
bad
but
at
that's
first.
okay.
He,
It takes a
he
while.
got better in,
Yeah, he
like
did.
the best way, and he was still one of my favorite characters.
And Jonathan Groff is fantastic. So I'm definitely going to watch it. I am incredibly nervous because it's M. Night Shyamalan, but we'll see.
M. Night Shyamalan has good ideas. He just typically has too few of them and picks the worst one to base the whole rest of it on.
Yeah.
Having said that, Sixth Sense terrified me. When I must have been, 4 when it came out?
Yeah.
Probably. 4.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So when I was driving home,
Yeah.
I was scared. Driving at 4, obviously.
Yeah.
Willing to give it another shot. It seems like he's surrounded by more people. And so many times it's like written, produced, directed, edited, and starred in.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Anybody else have movie or TV show news?
No.
Yes.
Go.
Yes. So it is the 60th anniversary of Godzilla vs. Gigan, one of my favorite movies. And we are getting a short, unfortunately, it's not a full-on movie. Hang on, I got my notes here. So we got a short teaser trailer. I'm gonna just go over to that. Sorry, it's hard to talk and like deal with stuff here. But it's going to be just a short movie. Here we go. It is reminiscent of what we saw in Shin Godzilla and part of what we saw in Monsterverse almost. So very CGI looking, but honestly for this particular character, it works because Godzilla looks freaking amazing. It's old school Godzilla, but given some new technology. And it will be Godzilla facing off against Gigan and a all new Gigan Rex, which we do get a sneak peek at. And just look at it. It's gorgeous. This looks so good. Of course, 11/3/2022. This will be shown.
So
we will be able to see this on YouTube because they're actually going to stream it for free. Yeah, it is just a short film. It's going to be officially released during Godzilla Fest 2022, which is a real convention that is held in Tokyo that I wish I could go to. Let's see here. The director, Takuya Unishi, he worked on the modeling for Shin Godzilla, and he'll be actually directing this film. 50 years of the first movie, which was released in 1972. And go to the official Godzilla channel on YouTube and be ready for this. This is going to be one of those things where I'm going to be up all night waiting for when this happens, like looking at the live stream of the convention and just waiting for when I can see this. So yeah, look for this coming to YouTube. You are all blessed to have this. You should be thanking everything that we're getting. I'm sorry. Y'all know, love me some kaiju. So this looks great.
This is exciting. It looks so good.
I like the vibe that the trailer has. It's very like nostalgia inducing and whatever.
Oh, totally. Like
it looks like a Power Rangers episode.
It has enough cheese, which Godzilla movies, let's face.
If it doesn't have,
I'm okay with
I'm
that.
so sorry, I missed that. Can you do that again?
Yes, okay. Godzilla movies have to have cheese because it makes it better. And I love it. All kaiju movies should have some level of cheese. That's just a rule. It's unspoken. We all know it.
Much like
It's
all
not
Batman
unspoken
movies.
if you say it.
Yeah.
I'm so big of a kaiju fan.
Thanks,
Literally,
Kendall.
my wife's ringtone for when I call is Godzilla's roar.
Nice.
Godzilla's roar from when?
That's the nerdiest
classic.
thing
Okay.
I've ever
It's the
heard.
classic.
That's the nerdiest thing I've heard on this show tonight, and like, wow.
When they changed, it's funny when she changed it, and I'm like calling her and that answer the phone, and her and my kids are laughing. And I'm like, "What's so funny?" And she's like, "I changed your ringtone to something you love," and I can hear. Like I called her one day in the house. I hear.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I'm like, damn it! And it's still that to this day. But yes. So 50 years later, I get to re-enjoy this movie. And I don't care if it's honestly a shot-for-shot remake. Well, no, I take that back. You make it good. You make it good. Do not do a shot-for-shot remake.
I was just thinking, how do you know what your ringtones are, Boomer?
Anyway,
Your phone rings?
you can't
Like
bring me
out
down.
loud?
I'm happy I get some more Godzilla in my life.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. I'm excited for it. What else we got for movies and TV? Cass, go on. We're all over the place, ups and downs.
Should I
tonight.
do my other redemption story or
Yeah,
my
go on,
absolutely no redemption story?
Do the no redemption because we're going up, down, up, down, up, down.
Okay.
Oh, I do have a movie one. I'm sorry, I forgot. So
Well, that's okay.
Too
We'll,
bad.
We'll
ahead,
come
go
back
ahead.
to
Yeah.
it.
we'll need the palate cleanser.
All right. Speaking of negotiations,
Mm.
so Crunchyroll, you thugs. So Funimation recently bought Crunchyroll.
No, other way around.
Crunchyroll bought Funimation.
Yeah.
They are doing a third season of Mob Psycho 100. And they're not bringing back their lead actor because it's not that they didn't want to work with SAG-AFTRA, which is the union for actors in the United States. It's that they did not want to meet with SAG-AFTRA. The actor Kyle McCarley said that he would do season 3 if Crunchyroll just agreed to meet with SAG-AFTRA to discuss future contracts, and they said no. This is a prolific actor. He has 179 credits on IMDb. He he was in Nier Automata. He's been, unfortunately, in Infinity Train, which just got taken down from HBO. He's had a hard month. Basically, he put out a video talking about that Crunchyroll is just not producing with SAG-AFTRA budgets and contracts, so he would not be able to return to his role. Here's what Crunchyroll said. Crunchyroll is excited to bring fans worldwide a dub for the 3rd season of Mob Psycho 103 as a simul-dub the same day and date as the Japanese broadcast, will be producing the English dub at our Dallas production studios, and to accomplish this seamlessly per our production and casting guidelines, we will need to recast some roles. We're excited for fans to enjoy the new voice talent and greatly thank any departing cast for their contributions to previous seasons. Are you kidding me?
That is the biggest slap in the face. All right, so do y'all know the origins of Crunchyroll?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I do.
All right, so Crunchyroll has had a pretty checkered sketch beginning, because Crunchyroll used to be an illegal anime website. Like,
I did know that.
Like Kiss Anime, all those illegal websites where you stream it, you might get a virus on it.
I Heart Cartoons.
I Heart Cartoons, like
Kiss Cartoons, yeah.
All that stuff. That used to be Crunchyroll. And I remember being confused, excited, and like all kinds of emotions when Crunchyroll became legitimate. Because it meant that I could watch stuff and not get a virus. So, which was great. And like, this is also an issue with Funimation. We can't just forget Funimation exists over here, because that's where they're doing all of this stuff, is here in the Texas area where Funimation is, in the studios.
Which is the right to work state.
Yep, it is a right to work state, so that means you do not have to be in a union to work here, especially with acting. That's why they like Texas. Although Georgia's better, they do require that shit. Anyways.
A lot of women won't go to Georgia. They probably won't come here either. Never mind.
Nowhere. But
nerds vote.
They don't want to work with union contracts. Like, I saw some of the stuff for this story, and he has blatantly said it's not about the money. They were going to pay him what he would have gotten minimum under a union contract. They just don't want to actually put pen to ink and have a union contract. And for voice actors, that's awful.
It is awful. SAG-AFTRA is pretty specific about their guidelines, about their, especially breaks for voice actors.
Incredibly specific.
Yeah.
Incredibly specific. And voice actors that are non-union it can be brutal. It can be 12-hour days of screaming, and you don't get a break because they don't have to give you one. So unionize, and vote.
Yeah.
Please.
And I do want to interject with one quick thing with
Absolutely.
Mob Psycho. So it's coming out October 3rd. So that's very quickly coming up.
Yes.
It is going to be simulcast, which Crunchyroll is known for doing, like, you know, you'll see the Japanese version the same within the 24-hour period of that episode. But they're doing that with the dub too. So that means that these actors are going in there and they're basically getting like the first couple of takes. They're doing them pretty quickly. I don't know how quickly the simulcast is. I don't know if it's within the first 24 hours or if they're given, I'm going to hope and assume they're given like the script and stuff prior, because they're going to have to do editing too. I don't know though for certain, so I can't really say anything about that. But that is very stressful, especially if this is not the only role that actor is doing.
Well, it makes a lot of sense why they don't want to sign a union contract if they're working with very short turnarounds. It doesn't make sense in a good way.
Yeah.
But it makes sense.
Vote.
Yeah.
And unionize.
Yeah. And it is heartwarming I saw some of the discourse on Twitter, and it's like, I'm glad that I'm not just being like the actor friend who's mad that the actors are getting screwed over. Everyone's mad.
Yes.
Other actors are mad. The fans are mad. Unionizers are mad. Like, everybody is mad, and it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
It is nice. Jason, we're throwing to you for another palate cleanser.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, this one is. Sorry, I was playing with the camera.
Of course you were. Trying to make yourself look nice?
No, I was trying to make yours look better, honestly.
Oh,
Yeah, your camera's kind of crapping out.
it's the camera though.
So,
Totally.
MCU news. We were recently treated to a little graphic showing that we would be getting the Fantastic Four, and if you haven't seen the new Doctor Strange, we kind of did a little bit already. But we have made more movement on the next Fantastic Four movie. Matt Shakman has been announced as the director of the first family of Marvel, and Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer will be writing the script for the film.
Jeff Kaplan?
There's another.
Jeff Kaplan
There's
and-
another Jeff Kaplan.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you okay? I
Calm
was like,
down.
what? Are you okay?
I'm
Jeff
checking
Kaplan
this.
Wrote Overwatch.
Not that
That
one,
would be
okay?
very confusing. There's another Jeff Kaplan.
Okay. I already knew that, but I'm double checking because it's
I
kind of.
was like, what? I'm so sorry. Please continue.
Dexter already put out an article that was like, yeah.
Okay, this film will be heading up phase 6 of the MCU universe and will be releasing November 8th, 2024. But this is just more movement towards getting the first family. However, Kevin, what's up with X-Men, man? You keep dropping all these little teasers and all this other stuff. Thank you very much. While this is good, and I really, honestly am yearning for a good Fantastic Four movie, I did like the ones with Chris Evans. I'm going to tell you right now. The one Fox made, people should literally be flogged for that movie. Repeatedly.
Listen.
The best thing we've seen out of Fantastic Four was an Arrested Development season. They just made fun of it and got sued for copyright stuff. Lately.
Now, the other thing is we will not be seeing, who's the actor that's Jim from The Office?
John Krasinski.
Krasinski will not be coming back for the role of Mr. Fantastic.
Which is a bummer. I would want to see that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind, honestly, but, they could kind of just rip them apart, so,
Yeah, but if Doctor Strange is going to look the exact same in every single universe, even though Peter Parker doesn't, which I thought was garbage.
Now, a lot of people... Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They could have brought him back.
Bryce wants Chris Evans to play the Thing.
I'm
You
on
know
board. I'm here
I
for
would
that.
watch that.
Yeah, and
I
I want John Krasinski to play the Invisible Girl. Like, why not? We're just throwing stuff out there, mixing it up.
Yeah, I got off the screen for a second. Oh, Bryce has joined us.
I know, we miss you, buddy.
Yes, we do. And no, don't do that voice. But anyway,
We miss you, buddy.
Mind your own business.
Yeah, seriously.
anyway, back to regardless I don't trust anything they tell me about any movie because Kevin Feige will kill me if I figure out anything that's legitimate, I'm sure. Like he would kill me. I don't fear anybody. I fear Feige knowing that I know something. So,
Yeah, you have no value to the franchise. He's not going to need to keep you around till you finish out a contract with them.
I'm sure my family will be well compensated as well just to keep their mouths shut.
We know he's keeping Tom Holland
Oh,
in a basement
yeah, because
somewhere.
Disney always plays clean, right?
I'm sorry, ma'am. He knew too much, but here's a couple $1 million. Oh, I'll get over it.
That sounds like them.
That's my wife.
I do want to throw out there, you mentioned Matt Shakman as
Yes.
the director. Did you look him up?
Why?
9 episodes of WandaVision, an episode of
Done.
Succession,
Done.
an episode of The Boys, and 43 episodes. Wait for it. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh my god!
This is going to be a wild movie.
Done.
Ooh.
LFG.
I'm done.
LFG.
It's going to be great or it's going to be rough.
Real
That's-
weird.
I looked at Jeff Kaplan
yes,
and he
online
did
gamer, I
Bert
thought
and
so, I
Arnie
thought
are
so,
friends
too.
or something, which is nothing I've ever heard of.
Weird.
So yeah, I think we're in good hands here with script writers and director.
Yeah.
It's time for a cast, but then again, 2024 is
It's
a
a while.
ways away.
Yeah.
So
Do you think we'll get an egg in these trying times?
yes, absolutely,
May I offer you one?
There's a baby in this dumpster.
absolutely. I'm just waiting for the first name drop or something in the MCU.
I want Dennis to play.
But also go watch the newest She-Hulk. She-Hulk is great.
Anyway, is that it for movie and TV news?
Yes, that's all I have for movie news.
Go.
Oh, there we
Fast. We have so many more stories to get through.
Okay, do you remember that show that got the Golden Globes canceled? Not hashtag canceled, canceled. They did not happen one year because of Emily in Paris. Anyway, they're shooting season 3. It was so bad. It revealed a corruption scandal where producers bought all of the voters. They bought them tickets, brought them to Paris, showed them a nice time, and said, "Vote for us." There was a corruption scandal that was discovered because of how bad this show
Vineyard scandal of the Golden Globes.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, they're shooting season 3 right now. I'm obsessed with not the show. I've never watched the show, but the behind the scenes,
The drama that comes
it's like
along.
the TV version of Cats. I'm very interested in like what's happening. Not to plug another YouTuber, but Friendly Space Ninja does have a couple of excellent videos on like what happened and just an analysis of the show. He does some great stuff, and he's our colleague.
Cool.
He's got multiple million followers. He's great.
That doesn't mean we're not colleagues.
Yeah. Emily in Paris season 3. Don't watch it. That's my story.
I mean, maybe it could be good. So speaking of scandals and stories and stuff like that, we're going to talk about G2 esports for a minute. I never thought on this show that I would be telling a story where Riot was the good guys. Like, and I still am not sure that they are, but here's what happened, okay?
They're
So,
the gooder boys.
G2 esports, right, is a Berlin, I believe, based organization that does a lot of esports teams and stuff like that. Valorant is gearing up to do like an official sponsored thing, a lot like Overwatch, but maybe successful. Whoa. And they're trying to put together their North American League. G2 was definitely on the short list for that until September 17th. On September 17th, Carlos Rodriguez, the CEO, tweeted a video partying with Andrew Tate. If you don't know who Andrew Tate is, he's a self-proclaimed misogynist who has moved to other countries because it's easier to abuse women. According to him, and it's like, oh, he was joking, but he wasn't. He is a women are property guy. He's been deplatformed from a lot of social media in the last couple of weeks. He is a giant a-hole, right? So Twitter was not crazy happy about that. The next day, Carlos Rodriguez doubled down and said, nobody will ever be able to police my friendships. I will party with whoever the fuck I want. The next day, G2 Esports put out an announcement that he had been suspended without pay for 8 weeks while he put out an apology that like, oh, I just whatever. And then the next day, the news in the North American League came out, and guess who had been dropped from consideration? Apparently, we don't know why, but Riot saw something they didn't like that made them pull out last minute from the talks and negotiations. So I'm like, do I have to give Valorant a chance? Arcane was good.
I don't even know.
Like,
I don't even know if I can spit these words out. Good for you, Riot.
I mean, that's AAFO. Clearly, he had to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That karma stings sometimes. But
it's weird. I feel like the world is upside down right now, and I'm gonna like just go ahead and segue into it. Overwatch. Overwatch 2 is supposed to come out eventually.
October or something.
And Overwatch 1 is being retired, which is kind of a bunch of bullshit because like it's not it's a different game.
It's a different game.
They're moving from 6v6 to 5v5, so not all the heroes are the same, not all the maps are the same, all this stuff.
Removing your favorite role.
Oh. And also, they're taking it to more of a pay-to-play pass, battle pass thing where you have to be a certain rank to unlock certain heroes, and like, they're not just automatically unlockable. Anyway, bunch of BS. So guess where Overwatch 1 players are going? I'm going to say this wrong again. No.
I'm here to help you.
Gundam.
Yeah! Yeah! Sorry.
Gundam Evolution.
Yes, Gundam Evolution.
Gundam Evolution. It's where we're all gonna meet and hang out. That's all I'm gonna say about that, beyond the fact that like Jeff Goodman, who's like the OG character designer for Overwatch, quit. Jeff
Ooh.
Kaplan leaving is like Steve Jobs leaving. Jeff Goodman leaving is like Johnny Ivy walking away. Like, it's like...
Johnny Ivy, inventor of Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
That is true. Actually, Johnny Ivy was the lead designer for Apple products for a long time, and he famously had the idea for Kylo Ren's lightsaber and pitched it with J.J. Abrams about that unstable thing. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, so we're gonna meet there, and I'll hang out. So come join us.
I'm gonna have to learn what the word Gundam means.
First off, this game, I am so ready.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I am ready to wreck everything as the RX-78 too. I will not choose another rig. It will only be the RX-72.
It's one of the original Gundams.
So I have to
It is
learn
the
what he's
original.
talking
No,
about.
it is the
The
original Gundam. Actually, no. I'll probably give me 1-0.
I'm about to go to Gundam college.
I mean, I want to be a Riot
We'll be your
fan.
professors.
There's so much content around League of Legends. Like, I want it to
Arcane
not
was
be.
amazing.
Arcane was really good, and like, there's so many cinematics, so many things. I've even made for commission a prop from League of Legends. I made Draven's axes, if you care about that. They spun around and everything.
Yeah, I remember those. Those were so cool.
Oh, those were dope.
And it was a fun prop to make. But like, yeah, so maybe swinging around. I mean, Monty's doing content for them, so like, not for them, but with them, alongside them.
Mm-hmm.
Our favorite caster. Anyway, that's all I've got on that. Although I have 12 billion more stories. What else do we have?
I need to hear about the.
We need to hear about the chess. We have to.
Okay.
You brought it up, and it took me for such
Speaking
a
of drama in worlds that we're not necessarily a huge part of, I mean, I've played chess. Chess championships have turned sports nerds' heads this past week with a scandal involving the longtime, I believe Norwegian #1 ranked grandmaster is a guy named Magnus Carlsen. For like a decade, he's been in charge.
That's the most Norse name I can think of.
Yeah, well, I've got to find my article about it. Anyway, he was at a tournament. I'm getting you guys that guy's name right now. His name. Okay, so Magnus Carlsen made one move against his opponent, whose name was Hans Nielsen, and then resigned, sending echoes of panic going, because he basically signaled, no, I'm not doing this. He moved his knight, and then he walked away from the tournament.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's
Neiman.
actually weird.
Neiman is a 19-year-old American whose ELO rate skyrocketed. ELO is your ranking, basically, within the chess world. From 2021, January 2021 to the beginning of September, chess nerds are statistical, like
Crazy.
that kind of rise is nuts, and people found it really, really interesting that it was while the tournaments were online, mostly because of the pandemic. In addition to that, they got Neiman to admit that that when he was like, I think he said 6th grade or something, that he had cheated at 12 and 16-year-old on chess.com, but denied ever cheating in over-the-board tournaments. Here's where it gets even crazier. So there are rumors, like, it's really hard to cheat at live chess games, right?
Yeah.
There are two possibilities. First of all, chess is one of the few games where search engines can be better at playing the game than people.
Mhm.
You don't need human stuff to play chess, and that's weird for games. So like a really high ranked chess player, if he just referenced it like real quick once, could probably turn the tide of the game. In addition to that, like if you're looking at those engines, then you can, even the suspicion that your opponent might be can change how you play.
Yeah.
Because, oh, why, that's weird, why would he do that? And all of a sudden you're somewhere else, right?
Yeah, you've been psyched out.
Yeah. And then to catch it at the lower ranks, they just look for statistical like anomalies that are crazy enough. So the rumor pointed to the difficulty of accusations. Yes, so like there's this thing that exploded is the wrong gross word, about vibrating anal beads after this same guy offered to play naked. He's like, I'll play naked, then I couldn't be cheating for sure. And there's this this rumor that I don't think has been confirmed that somebody was sending signals
How the
through anal beads, telling them what
we've
moves to
crossed
make.
Rubicon on this show tonight. I never thought we'd ever hear this on this, but anyway.
It's just insane. Like,
But
like
also,
Morse code.
also, can I just say,
sending like move your knight to the F4 or whatever?
this is the thing. I can't get over it. I can't get it.
What
All of
the
a sudden,
fuck is
I'm
up
like,
with chess?
what? What?
Things heating up in the chess fandom.
Yeah, anarchy.
never
Like,
thought spicy and chess would go in the same sentence.
it's been one of those
think
things
kinky
that
and chess
lately,
is
like,
what's
Yes, we are
We
now
are
getting
demonetized,
demonetized. Now,
yeah.
We
yes.
are so demonetized.
I'm not even gonna try when they come to me this time.
it was my turn.
I'm
This is
looking
gonna
like-
be a Jason. No. This is what YouTube is going to address me. Anyway,
This is probably the first time I've ever single-handedly
I think
taken
so, yeah.
monetization opportunities
Hey, you know,
away
it's the
from
first
it.
time for everything.
Morse
But
code.
like, I can't not tell the story, and I couldn't
Thank
figure
you,
out
Bryce,
how
you should've
not
been
to
here.
be explicit about it. Like,
He's sitting on an important strategy. How dare you? How could you do this to me?
this is incredible. Like, it's all I want to talk about. It's all I want to
Clearly.
see articles on. Like, there's this whole like subculture of chess fans that are like anarchy chess who tweet everything from just like chaos memes to real strategies, and it's just one of those things have gotten really weird, and I'm now starting to follow this drama. Like, what is this? But somebody, let's be clear, making one move and walking away from a tournament, the whole thing
Yeah.
as the #1 player in the world is a baller move.
Yeah, that.
It's such a mic drop.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. I'm so excited about it. I want to see what happens next.
It's
I know
wild.
that's what just happened here.
I
So
like, cheers.
Magnus Carlsen,
Good for you.
I believe it. You're a magnum.
Anything else can follow that?
Yes,
So
I've got
good.
one more. Do you have one more as well?
I have a couple.
Okay.
They're pretty quick. So I have just lots of food for the JRPG fandom tonight. Like, that's what I got. We are going to be getting an Octopath Traveler 2.
Oh.
Square Enix had hinted at it sometime last year, and it's official now. On February 24th, 2023, we'll be getting a Octopath Traveler 2. We'll be following 8 new characters
Mhm.
in the realm of Celestia. We will have Oswald, the scholar, Throne, the thief, Partitio probably, the merchant, Temenos, the cleric, Casti, the apothecary, Oshet, the hunter, Agne, the dancer, and Hikari, the warrior.
This was like indie, yeah? Octopath Traveler 1?
No,
No.
not particularly, no.
Square
No.
Enix.
Oh, my bad.
It's just made like their classic RPGs, so it hit the indie market more
Yeah.
than it did.
It had the vibe. I guess.
It had an indie vibe.
But definitely have the Cora vibe. I know a
Yeah.
game is a Cora vibe when she bribes me with toys to take her to the midnight release to get it.
I didn't do that with Octopath Traveler.
Was it which one was it?
That was Kingdom Hearts 3. And then I was so
Wow.
disappointed that I was just
I
very
was gonna be
sad.
like,
Yeah,
did
that's
that decision hold
Oh,
up?
no,
No, I
I
did
think
not.
we just like went somewhere and got Octopath.
Yeah, you got that for me for all the help I had given on something.
Oh,
Because
I remember
that was
that,
when
yeah.
I went and got my Switch. That was the first game I got for my Switch.
Oh, that was a gift. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I should remember that. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway, but
I think it was producing this show that you've been so
Well,
helpful
maybe.
with.
Yeah.
I think I like stayed extra to help him with something. I don't remember. It's been a very long time. Anyways, the trailer is up on the Square Enix channel. If you want to go check it out, it looks very good, as it should, because it is. Of course, it's voice acted, and there will be different things going on during the day and during the night. So there'll be like a day-night cycle to be paying attention to, because you'll have different missions during the day than you will at night. So it just looks really good. I'm just really excited about it. Yeah.
That is exciting.
Like I said, we just can't deal with her glee tonight.
Oh, speaking of Glee, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you guys that there was a new God of War trailer. It's coming out so soon. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited about this game. And I wanted to ask you guys a theoretical question. I don't
Okay.
know if you've ever seen the movie My Best Friend's Wedding.
Yes.
But in the movie, which came out years before I was born, obviously, Julia Roberts decided she was in love with her best friend when he decided to marry Cameron Diaz. So she spends the whole movie trying to break up their marriage, which I think we all agree is unethical. But if I tried to break up my brother's wedding so I didn't have to go, so I played God of War instead of having to go to the wedding, which I love my future sister-in-law. I'm excited to wear my pretty dress and be in the groom's party and like all this stuff, but like, just not that day.
Is there a way that we can delay it?
Can I break it up somehow just so
Can I-
I can play through God of War a few times and then go?
Don't break up the marriage.
Not the marriage, just the wedding.
Just the wedding. Suddenly get COVID.
Ooh.
Get them to elope.
They wouldn't care.
Get them to elope.
I would never do something.
It shouldn't
like
be
that.
so hard
No.
to push them, right?
I mean,
I mean, honestly, the only reason I cannot do it is because Cameron would see through it in a heartbeat. Like,
Yeah.
He was mad when he found out the release date. It looks so
It
good.
looks so good.
It's got callbacks to things from like God of War 2, like the PS2 version where you swung through the pillars. It has a callback to that mini game that makes me think there's some of that element in it. It's got 2 Valkyries showed up on screen at once. I don't know how we're supposed to deal with that.
And I almost started crying when I heard my favorite character from my favorite TV show of all time as Odin.
Richard Schiff from the West Wing.
Whoa.
Toby.
Mhm.
And we were both a little iffy. Like, he sounds amazing
Sounds
in
so
this
different.
trailer.
And just-
so vulnerable and angry. Oh.
I'm really interested in the relationship between Kratos and Atreus in this game.
I genuinely think I'm going to bawl
Also,
at some point.
that line, "Death can have me
when
when
it
it has
earns me.
earned me."
Oh.
Oh,
It's very, what do we say to the god of death?
Not today.
I thought it was something else.
It's Game of Thrones.
am so excited. In 2018, I wasn't giving it a fair shot. Beard, father, Kratos? I don't think so.
Dumb.
Throwing an axe? I don't need it.
It is the
And
dumbest thing I've ever played.
They understood God of War so well that now I'm just trusting them. I don't know what the
There's-
surprises look
There
like.
is
I'm
a
just
little
so
part
pumped.
where when he and Thor are facing off, and you see Thor snap his fingers, and Mjolnir comes back to his hand. I swear, I watched it. Like, did I just see that? Did I just
When
see
they
that?
ran into each other, I was like, "Is that what I think? What I think happened just happened?"
So I'm so ready. November, like, come on! I'm so glad that is our downtime. I might be streaming that on our channel.
I genuinely think we're gonna have to stream a playthrough and pretty fast,
Then
and
go
we'll do it on the super easy mode for that, because
it was
otherwise,
like last time though is we played it for like 8 hours straight, but it's like 2 o'clock in the morning.
and we put it on the easiest mode. We didn't get
Damn
stuck on
Valkyries are
anything.
back.
I'm terrified of the Valkyries. I know it's going to be a hard in the best way game, and there's not one single part of it I'm not excited
I
about.
fought that Queen Valkyrie on hard.
Me
for,
too.
oh,
Months.
Oh, like I that was all I booted up God of War to do, and would just fail every day.
Yeah, it was
It
like
was a low point of my life.
for me, it was like half an hour to an hour most days for like a month that I'd log in until I was so frustrated I wasn't enjoying it, and then I logged out and I put it
My
away.
wife peeked her head in here and was like, "Can you kill that heifer? I'm tired of hearing her scream."
I was trying to explain to somebody the other day how aggressively that fight starts, and I'm like, it's just a breathtaking like start to a fight. Anyway, I'm so excited. Probably won't break up the wedding.
Silk Song, Hollow Knight Silk Song was confirmed for the PlayStation this week.
Ooh.
The sequel to my favorite game of all time, Hollow Knight.
Heck yeah.
It's been a good week.
We mostly have good news.
Yeah.
And also, I have a spoiler I'm not going to do on the show. You will need to go over to supercoolnerdshow.com if you want a spoiler for Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever.
Is it that I'm gonna cry? Because that's not.
Nope, it's not.
I'm
It's
gonna
not
cry
nothing,
before it comes out.
nothing like that. It's a slight spoiler.
No, I'm
That's
just
all.
saying, is it like that's not a spoiler? I'm going to cry.
I mean,
Well then, no,
yeah,
Black
it's
Panther
not.
2.
That.
you're gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
Um,
That's been our show.
oh wait a minute! I do have one
Go.
other thing before we go.
Go.
We did a spot recently for our friends over at Texas Latino Comic Con. I'd like to go ahead and run that.
Hi, my name is Hector Rodriguez, creator of El Paso Hero.
And I'm illustrator Elia Maria Crawford.
We're here at the beautiful Latino Culture Arts Center here in Dallas, Texas, to bring to you the 6th annual Texas Latino Comic Con.
We're getting together with creators and artists all around the area on October 22nd. It's a Saturday.
Back and live in person.
Special guest, Eisner Award-winning Professor X, Frederick Aldana.
Make sure you follow us on social media for special announcements.
Nos vemos pronto.
So definitely check out that event, which we have in the Latino Culture Arts Center. It is a completely free event. Go check it out. Hector has been a good friend for many years. I've done their spots. I'm always proud to do it. Runs this free con every year. It's about representation. It's about having a good time. Please go check out Latino Cultural. Texas Latino Comic Con at the Latino Culture Arts Center, October 22nd, 2022.
Speaking of things that are good to do as nerds, there are lots of different types of nerds, but one thing we can all have in common is we should vote.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Nerds vote. Every time they can. Whenever they can. Just a reminder, we have elections for governor coming up in the next few weeks. Do we need to plug a specific site?
Well, I would like to say this is a nonpartisan message. If you want your voice to be heard, your voice is in your vote. Please go to nerdsvote.com. You can check registration status, see ballots that are in your upcoming areas, and get some pretty cool swag. So please visit nerdsvote.com. It's a message we all believe in, because no matter who we are, where we come from, you have a voice, please use it.
It's something we need to do better about, and something that I wasn't as committed to before the last few years, and I definitely have started voting since then. And it feels good to know that you had an impact, even if it was small.
And I would like to announce my candidacy.
Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. No,
Mm-hmm.
no. We'll be in a war day too.
Oh, absolutely.
That doesn't prevent anybody
Men are
else
just
from
too
doing it.
emotional.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it would be emotional. It would just daring other countries to do things.
Just bring them chocolate. Anyway, that's been our show.
Yes.
Vote. Let your voice be heard.
Nerds
And, follow us. First of all, go to supercoolnerdshow.com. Check out all the cool content there. And also check out our Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, and TikTok,
Everything.
and
Instagram.
SCNS Live on everything. If you want to follow us individually, I'm @BetterCat on Twitter and Instagram.
You can follow me for all things Suikoden related.
Is it just...
And yeah, just screaming. No, all things Suikoden related and art related on Twitter and Instagram @Cora Art. You can also follow me for all things Final Fantasy 14 related @chaotic_noodle on Twitter.
You can find me, the good Cass, on Twitter and Instagram. I posted a thirst trap for the first time in my life recently.
I'm going to pass.
It was weird.
And?
You can find me @JasonX on Twitter and Instagram, putting up lots of toy pics because, I got a new job. So
Uh-huh.
the toys is coming.
Gotta spend
I was
that
just
money.
going to say that's your version of a thirst trap. Look at how hot this toy is.
Follow me for more hot pictures.
Follow me for more hot.
You need an
Absolutely amazing.
OnlyFans for your figurines.
Yeah.
And
If I lose a bet, I actually almost lost a bet where I had to do that.
lost a bet
Just
to make cool money.
Spider-Man's butt.
It would have.
Captain America's butt. And thank you for joining us. As we always like to say around here,
Keep
on nerding.
Oh, I hit the mic. I'm so sorry. Keep on nerding. Bye.
So we get it.
So I